Hey everyone, so I decided to, as best as I can, record the journey that I'm on with Benji. We were told on Friday that he has osteosarcoma, so bone cancer in his humerus. Originally, he started to limp, which is pretty common amongst everybody that receives this diagnosis eventually. He was starting to limp, and we thought it was nothing. We thought it was after rough play with his sister Rylee, and the limp persisted for over 3 weeks. So we finally took him in. They did x-rays, came back, said they saw a lesion, did more x-rays, had the radiologist look at the radiographs, and they do suspect that it's likely osteosarcoma. So immediately I called the oncologist and got in for an appointment. This all happened this Friday. We have an appointment this Monday. Every minute seems like an hour as I wait for this appointment. But when I first got the news, I lost my shit. I fell apart. I was beside myself. How can this happen to my 6-year-old Roddy, who is in perfect health, who is playful and the sweetest dog alive? My world crashed. Everything stopped. It's almost like when you hear news that's unfavorable and there's like a light ring and like everything stops. And so that's what happened. And so I grieved, I cried, I screamed, I asked why me, why him. And quickly I myself made a full 180 and just got into warrior mode and just thought, with everybody letting me know, I've got to be strong for him because Roddy's especially feel your pain. I know that he's in pain. I know this is an aggressive cancer, and I know that it's painful for him, and so me being a mess isn't going to do anything but make the situation worse. And so for somebody that believes a lot in the universe having my back and believing in manifestation and the power of belief, everything changed. I'm now in warrior mode. I've been doing research probably since I wake up until I go to bed, when I'm not just staring at him and soaking up every minute that I can with his presence. It's taught me a lot about how to really be in the moment and really live each day like it's potentially your last. So right now we've got him on gabapentin, carprofen, and amantadine, so kind of a 3-stack at night so that he can sleep. He's been tossing and turning with just Rimadyl, so we added carprofen is just the other name for Rimadyl, but we've got him on the 3 of those, 900 milligrams of the gabapentin. He just turns into a silly goofy boy and is back to himself. I've heard other people say that their dogs either get nauseous from it or are very scared and freaked out. Benji likes it. It looks like he's on morphine. He's just having the time of his life. And so that's what we give him at night. We give him just carprofen in the morning, or Rimadyl. It's the same thing. It seems to be a really good regimen so far. But again, tomorrow is the oncologist appointment, and I've been contacting, since I'm in Colorado, I'm contacting CSU looking into clinical trials. I've also came across the canine vaccine that was developed in Yale, and I'm very, very interested in it. I've read nothing but good things about it, and so I've got to make a couple calls to either Arizona or Utah to try to get us on the list. I do believe that our options tomorrow will be amputation of the leg, which will completely take him out of pain, which at first thought is scary, but I just want Benji out of pain, and this is what's going to do it, followed by chemotherapy, probably not oral because that doesn't have the best chances of attacking the cancer cells, followed by the vaccine, which could send him into remediation as far as the cancer not metastasizing. I've seen incredible results where dogs are lasting 4 years and above, and at this point, whatever I can get, I'm willing to put up the fight to this crazy situation. So I say all that to say I am just going to try to keep everybody posted and updated. It's been a roller coaster, to say the least. We are managing pain as best as we can. He is our whole world, and I will be the warrior that he needs. When I first got this diagnosis for him, I felt like I was on an island and completely just siloed in this experience because I thought he pulled a muscle. I literally was like, okay, that's fine. He's limping. He pulled a muscle. He's a clumsy boy. It didn't seem like a shot in the dark. When we got the x-rays back and she saw a lesion and said that it could be cancer or an infection, she was leaning more towards cancer. It was the most unexpected news in my life. This is probably going to be the hardest thing that I will go through, but me and my husband are a rock solid team. Benji's sister Rylee is being a trooper through all of this. We're spoiling Benji and Rylee and just really put into perspective that these animals won't be here forever, and to don't scroll on social media, don't waste time, because time is so precious. And I'm learning all of these things through my greatest teacher, and that's Benji. Through feeling like I was on an island, one of my friends who had went through something similar said, Sarah, join Facebook groups. And since then, my mood has completely been another 180 shift as far as being positive and optimistic. When you read Google, it's very doom and gloom, and being a part of these groups, there's so much hope. There's so much hope. People that have gone through identical situations, and all I needed was the hope. All I needed to know was that it doesn't have to be as doom and gloom as Google is saying it is. I just highly recommend, if you're going through anything dog related, personal related, anything, join a group that's been there and been experiencing it, because I've got contact information for people that I now consider my friends that have gone through it and are willing to be there with me. And it's the most magical thing that has ever happened. I had never relied on social media for support, and I am just so glad that I did. It's changed everything for me. Tomorrow's the appointment. Today's gonna be an awesome day. We are just gonna shower him in love, and I ordered some goodies. They should be here soon for him, just to keep the spirits up. Here's my boy. He's just tired. He's got his ball. Hey, sweetie. Hi, sweetheart. So that shoulder, or the humerus that he's laying on right now, is the one that this nasty thing in there. So crazy thing is I put my head on his arm and was telling my husband how crazy it is that you can be so close to cancer and not know it. Puts everything into perspective, truly. And so if this video helps just one person, awesome. That's my goal. I'm in this journey. I'm going to fight back as long as it makes sense. Thanks for listening this far, if you've made it this far. All the prayers, good energy, positive vibes that we can give Benji, I will take them and deliver them to him. We also wanted to just show that Benji's acting completely normal. Right now he's just on Rimadyl or carprofen, just one pill of that, just to help with the pain, but it hasn't altered his mood whatsoever. If anything, when he's sleeping inside, he maybe sleeps a little bit more comfortably, but he's acting super normal. We want to share that just because your dog's acting normal, and maybe you were told that he has cancer and you're in disbelief, ball is life, and so he's going to continue to love to play, but you know, he is battling pain right now, and so us being aware of that, are playing just short games, still giving him the stimulation and the excitement that he's asking for, but being super cautious. And he's limping around. You wouldn't think anything is wrong with him other than a pulled muscle, but it is in fact a little bit more than that. So just wanted to show this part of it. So right now we're just icing Benji. He typically runs pretty warm, but I think he likes the ice. I don't know. I read this part of research, says it helps, so I'm doing what I can. Just a little update here. I was on Facebook, and I've been on Facebook for a long time, for what seems like forever in these last couple days, researching, hearing real stories, people with success stories, and those that have, you know, tried this or that, and what works and what doesn't work, and sometimes you can get down many different rabbit holes. One thread caught me off guard, and there's just so much to consider and think about. So right now I am on realmushrooms.com looking to see what I can order for Benji. I'm leaning towards turkey tail to start, and I like real mushrooms because it's not from the mycelium, it's the fruiting body, and there's no starch, which are all things I think you should consider as far as I'm concerned, as far as I've researched. So gonna hop on that. I like real mushrooms. I use their hot chocolate, and I think it's just incredible. But there's a lot to be said for mushrooms, and maybe even CBD, THC. I'm gonna research that next, but coupled with a ketogenic diet of some sort. So doing a lot of research, but tomorrow's the oncology appointment, and every minute today feels like an hour. Like, it's just, which is good. I want all the time that I can get with him, but I'm so anxious for tomorrow, and I'm excited because I want to act fast, and I want to start this next phase of the journey. So Good morning, guys. This is the morning of the oncology appointment, and we are going to just run to the gym very quickly and work out some maybe anxiety or stress and head to Boulder for the appointment. And we are nervous and excited because we have a lot of hope. Nothing's really different. He is working up a storm over there because he's hungry, and it's 6 o'clock in the morning and he wants to eat. However, we have to bring him fasted. So we'll just, we just love everything that he does. So it's okay that he's cranky. We'll feed him soon. Evan and I just taking a walk before we head out to the appointment, and we're feeling just super optimistic. I've been seeing a lot of numbers. I think a miracle is in the making, and
there you go, baby.
We're feeling good. Took him right now. They're just gonna go do a physical exam. The surgical oncologist is gonna see him. The medical oncologist is gonna see him. They are happy to hear that he's healthy, eating. Everything is completely normal. You wouldn't know that he had this cancer other than them finding it in the limb. And I'm trying to get him in for the surgery this week if possible, and they do prioritize this situation. So we're in good hopes. Alright guys, so we just had our appointment with the oncologist, Dr. Wittenberg at Case in Boulder, and she is an angel. She's everything that I wanted her to be and more. She treated Benji like it was her own puppy, and pretty much everything that I could have manifested for this appointment is happening. So we are getting the amputation this Wednesday. So today's Monday, amputation Wednesday. Following that is going to be chemotherapy. Carboplatin. Carprofen is the painkiller, one of them. Sorry. It starts with a C. The chemo one that we're giving him. Have heard the best things about it. That's the one she prefers. We talked about all the risks. We talked about what we can expect from all of this. We're putting our best foot forward. Awesome news is that we got on the list for the vaccine, the Yale canine vaccine in Utah. So we will be taking a trip to Utah first week of November, or November 10th actually, deciding whether or not we're going to stay there for 3 weeks to get the boost or drive back on my birthday, something like that. Not sure. All I know is first step is Wednesday is we will have a tripod and he will stay overnight. We'll pick him up and we will keep you posted as we go. But everything that we could have wanted is happening, and it's the silver lining with this crummy situation, but we're in good friggin' spirits.
Ultimately, once again, 2 weeks, everything is lifted. He can go back to having a bath and the cone can come off. And then if you did get that first dose of chemotherapy on the Thursday, obviously they're 3 weeks apart, so you have the second dose, 3 weeks after that. And then Dr. Winburns will do rechecks on things like his red cell count and white cell count, just to make sure those numbers are okay after his first dose of chemotherapy.
Okay.
Those are the big things for me to talk to you about. What questions have you got about surgery, risk recovery, anything like that I can help answer for you?
Is there anything I need to do to change dressings, and is there a time that we would come where staples are removed, or do they dissolve?
Yep, so the dressing, the thing I put on there, it's essentially like an adhesive bandage that goes on, and all we get you to do is just take that off after 3 to 5 days and or whenever it starts to fall off. And then you don't need to do anything with the incision, you just kind of watch it and make sure it stays clean and dry. For the skin incision, so I never use staples, I hate them, I think they're awful. If I can, and depending on how things close, I try to suture more often than not the same way a plastic surgeon would. So essentially that's multiple layers of stitches with the external layer being buried, meaning you can't see anything, there's nothing to take out, it just dissolves with time. If there's any tension, and or sometimes when you shave and have a bit of like a superficial skin infection, then I will go ahead and place external skin stitches, and those come out at 2 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. Yeah, I think I'm as prepared as I I can be. I think we're gonna get some area rugs for the places that we've got. Yeah, hardwood. But I mean, if you're like keep him in his cage for a week and just let him heal in there, I can do that, or make a really small space for him.
I hate these bigger dogs doing nothing, because that's one of the things that makes them stiff. So I don't mind him doing like a little bit. You know, if you had him in a 10 by 10-ish area, 10 feet-ish by 10 feet, I think that's fine. And or like a single, small bedroom, something like that, because he's a big dog. Just so we can move around a little bit and get used to moving around as opposed to doing nothing. That's kind of an ideal amount of space for him to have. And then obviously after 2 weeks he can do more. But for that first 2 weeks, you do want it to be a fairly small area / room of the house.
Okay, very good. And then right now we've got him on like a triple stack of like gabapentin, amantadine.
Yep.
Will you guys re-prescribe that? I guess post. Should we get anything prior?
Yeah, no. So the gabapentin, the amantadine, and the carprofen that he's on is fantastic. Then what I would do is keep those going, usually for 2 weeks after surgery. So if you need more of those, when you come in on Wednesday for surgery, just let us know. We can refill them all for you. And then honestly, most of the time, by the time we get to 2 weeks out from surgery, they don't need them anymore.
Oh.
I do get my owners to make sure they give them all for the 2 weeks, even if you think he's really comfortable, just to help out with like nerve pain and stuff like that. But once we get to 2 weeks, provided he is otherwise looks okay and his vision looks good and everything's healing fine, then usually you can stop them at that point in time. So the nice thing about doing an amputation is it is the quickest way to alleviate the discomfort associated with the bone tumor for sure.
Awesome. Okay. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
All that sounds. That sounds good.
Cold nights with your hand in mine, all wrapped up warm, sitting by the fire. This life is the best, living wild and free, with you there right next to me. Oh, no matter where we go, oh, my heart is yours to roam. Through all the storms, I'm by your side. Through days of warmth, I'm by your side. Like the stars and the moon in the nighttime sky, I'm by your side. Storms, I'm by your side. Through days of warmth, I'm by your side. Like the stars and the moon in the nighttime sky.